Hey guys, Mikkel here from the Expat Money Show. It is early morning. I am back in Abu Dhabi and I am doing my exercise for the day. Going for a bit of a walk, trying to get some fresh air, get away from the computer a little bit. So today's topic is why entrepreneurs need a coach. Why is it important? Why do you guys need this? Why should you be thinking about this? If you have one, if you don't have one, is it worth the money? Is it worth the time? Is it worth the hassle? I want to highlight some of the things that I think about when I hire a coach and some of the things that I try to do when I coach others. And I want to explain it to you, and then you guys can make your own decision whether this is something right for you or not. It's not for me to say if this is a good thing or this is a bad thing for you, because I don't know your situation. But I do get this question a lot about coaching, and right off the bat, I think it's really important to understand that all professionals have a coach. Like, look at any athlete. There's no professional athlete out there who doesn't have a coach. It doesn't matter if you're a swimmer or a baseball player or you do tennis or anything like this. You're a fencer and you have a coach, you know? So for a lot of people, it's really easy to understand that having a coach for sports is a must. But for business, a lot of times people don't see the same correlation. They think that they just need to figure it out on their own, and actually a lot of times people just get in and they think, you know, my job should train me how to do something. Well, that might be a case. Maybe you do have training with a job, but with an entrepreneurship, it's up to you to get that type of training. And the training itself, it can be done in a lot of different ways. So there's definitely mentorship, which I'm a big believer in. I think mentors are amazing. It's one of the main reasons that I have the podcast, is so that I have access to such brilliant entrepreneurs and I can really ask them the questions that are going to help propel me forwards. And I figure if it's helping me, it's going to be helping other people out there as well. So it's double-edged, you know. It's you get both sides of it, I should say. So I think books are absolutely unbelievable as well. You can take 20 years of someone's experience and you can pile it down into a book that you can read in a day or a couple of days. And a lot of people put a shitload of work into that book. Like, the amount of time and energy and effort that goes into a book is unbelievable. And it's a bargain. Like, it's one of the only things I can really think about in this world which is priced completely different than the value that it provides. To be able to buy a book for $20 is like unreal, seriously. Training courses, classes, online classes, amazing, absolutely. Once again, you know, you spend $1,000 or something like that, you can consume it in different ways. So it's not just reading, you get audio, you get video, lots of different ways that it can be done. They really explain everything piece by piece, like point by point by point. Also amazing, unbelievable. But what I see is coaching. Coaching is completely different, because coaching is it is two-way, where all the other methods that I just mentioned, they're all just one way. You are consuming content, and it's really up to you to be able to stay on track. I want to cross the road here. It's all about you being able to stay on track. So with a coach, one of the main things that you need to think about is that you have accountability. Now, I don't know how you are. Like, for me, I am super motivated. I was up at 5 a.m. working this morning, brainstorming, writing down ideas, going through different things for the business. I don't know how you guys are. If you need someone to watch over your shoulder, and, you know, if you say you're going to do something, then you don't want to disappoint them. You know, for a lot of aspects in my life, this is really important. And I'm sure it will be for you guys as well. Having accountability is massive, especially if you respect the coach, especially if you really respect them and you don't want to let them down. It's huge. So that's one of the main things that people often think about with a coach. Another thing is that the information is always tailor-made when it comes from a coach. It's not like the books or the courses or seminars or anything like that, where the information may or may not apply to you, or maybe it'll apply to you, but at a different time. It'll apply to you in 6 months in the future, or Maybe it applied to you in the very beginning, but not so much now. I'm going down my little favorite path here. I like to do this walk every time I'm backing up with that. It's really pretty back here. So, all the information, it's always tailor-made to you. It's not just theory, and it's not just, based on someone else's experience. It's based on exactly what you need when you need it. So this is huge. Like, this is really, really, really huge. For me, this is the biggest thing. Like, when I have a question, I want the answer to my specific question. I'm not just looking for, answers to a random question. I'm looking for answers to my question. And this is going to save you a lot of time, which is my third point that I really want to mention to you. You're able to condense time. So what do I mean by this? By condensed time, I mean you can take, first of all, not just the person's experience, which might be, 10 years or 20 years or 30 years in the industry working on this problem. You're able to leverage that and take all of that experience and put that into your problem. But it's also the amount of time, like, yes, maybe you could find the answer to your problem and you could go on YouTube and you can go on Google and search it and find it. But how long does that take? Like, for me, time is super important. I've got 2 businesses, I've got my investments, I've got a full-time job, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I travel around the world. Like, when am I going to have time just to Google search everything? Now, I don't know. Maybe you have all the time in the world. Maybe you don't have responsibilities. Maybe you don't have anything that you need to be keeping on top of. For me, time is the most valuable resource I have. So if I'm able to condense time, if I'm able to take someone else's experience, bring it all together, tailor-made just to mine, just to my problems, and then hold me accountable, for me, this is absolutely massive. So one of the other things that I think is really important to understand is that a lot of times when you go to school or you'll go and learn from someone, how's it going? Whenever you go to school and you learn from someone, you're learning just in theory. You're not learning from someone's real life experiences, right? So for me, I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand just learning theory. I want to learn from someone who's actually done something. And this is kind of a double point here. So this also goes to when you hire a coach. You want to be hiring a coach who has actually done the things that you want to do. It's not just about going on and finding someone who understands it conceptually, but maybe has never done it themselves. You want to be coached by someone who's actually done these things. So it's real life examples, real life things that are going to make the difference. So these are the 4 or 5 big things. And the last one that I really want to touch on, and this is one that, I thought up that I haven't seen anyone else and I've experienced with my own life, is when I get a coach, and this is not every time, this is not always, but it's also about networking. If you play your cards right, if you are doing the right things and you are adding value back to the coach, often what will happen is the coach will actually start sharing their personal and their business network with you, because it's in their best interest to see you succeed. Not only do they want to be able to prove to others that they're a good coach and they know what they're doing, you'll also develop that relationship with them. So when you develop that relationship and they want to see you and they have a personal vested interest in seeing you do well, they're going to share these personal network, this business network with you. And often that can be as valuable as anything else. Because really, when people say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, this is really true. This is really, really true. If you can go out there and you can build out that personal network, that business network, tie everything together, and then really put that together. Because, think about it. If you had that one person who could, vouch for you, they're going to be able to blow up your business. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he just started for Virgin, and he's talking about his new boss. He works for Sir Richard Branson, and he works for him, directly for him. And I'm trying to explain this concept to him. So we're talking about business network. I'm like, what if Richard went on and told the entire world that this guy right here is a genius. He's super smart. He knows everything. The world needs to listen to him, his business product, his ideas, everything like that. He's the next up and coming guy. What do you think would happen to his business? What do you think would happen? For me, it's pretty self-evident. Like, that shit would explode. That would go everywhere. You know, when you have someone who is respected and they vouch for you, it's huge. So if you have a coach who has that type of a network, and I would definitely be looking at the coach and seeing what their network, just quietly on your own, you know, this is a kind of an unspoken thing. But if they have those type of connections that you want, if they're able to make those introductions for you, this is huge, like absolutely huge. So I really encourage you guys to look at your life, look at the things that you want to be excelling in, I think is the right word. If you expect to do well at it, if you want to do well at something like that and you want to go further and you want to go faster, then look at hiring a coach, you know? Look at the aspects of your life, because you'll have different coaches for different things. So like, you know, I have a coach to keep me fit. I have a coach to help me heal my back. I have a coach to help me grow my podcast. I have a coach to help me do direct response, you know, the type of marketing that I'm into. All of these types of things, I have different coaches for. And I have specific things that I go to them and I ask them about and I work with them about. You know, and these are going to be different than the problems that you're going to look for in books, the ones that you're going to look for in courses. Anyways, guys, I hope all of this makes sense. Thanks very much, guys, for the comments. Daniel, good to see you. Susan, thanks for reaching out. And we will see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. Actually, tomorrow I am flying to New York again. I got to get to New York. I'm going to fly to Orlando. I've got another marketing conference that I'm going to in Orlando. It's at SeaWorld, so that should be fun. Hopefully I can pry myself away from the conference for a few hours and then go see SeaWorld. So I'll try to do some videos from there. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to put the link to the Expat Money Show website. Go listen to the podcast. Go check it out, guys. Listen to it, download all the episodes, all new episodes coming out every Friday, new blog posts every Monday. All the blogs are based off of it, so I take all that knowledge and condense it down into an article that you can read in a few minutes, highlight all those points, then you can refer back to it often. So I try to do as best I can for you guys. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I want to hear what you think some other amazing things about having a coach is, or some other things that maybe are not great about having a coach. Leave them in the comments below, okay? I'll see you guys.